Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are strapping in for a really high-speed tour of e-commerce UX best practices.
Yeah, we've been digging into a brand new 2025 guide, and the goal is a clear blueprint for boosting those conversion rates.
And our mission here is to give you the most efficient shortcut possible. This isn't about, some huge strategy document.
No, not at all. It's about pulling out the strategies that immediately reduce friction. We're talking about removing roadblocks at every single step of the shopper's journey.
Straight for the high-impact, low-effort changes.
Exactly. We know you've already invested in branding and inventory, marketing, all of it.
Right. But having this beautiful high-end digital storefront is, well, it's useless if shoppers can't find what they want.
Or if they hit that moment of doubt right before they click buy. So today is all about implementation over just, aspiration.
And we have to start with the single most critical factor, the one that underpins everything else we're going to talk about.
I think so. And to really show why speed is foundational, let's just hit you with the statistic that shocked me the most.
Okay, let's hear it.
A delay of just 1 second in your page load time can cause conversion rates to drop by up to 7%.
7%. That's brutal.
It's huge.
It puts immediate pressure on the technical performance of a site. I mean, the difference between a good quarter and a bad one could literally be measured in milliseconds.
Absolutely. Speed is not a luxury anymore. It's a prerequisite to even play in the e-commerce game.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We're jumping into our first segment, the foundation, speed, navigation, and clarity.
The bedrock.
If speed is king, what are the technical quick wins? The things you can do without, calling in the entire engineering department for a 6-month overhaul.
Right. We can get some really significant improvements with just targeted efforts.
Yeah.
The first technical fix, and this one is just non-negotiable, is ditching old, heavy image formats.
The JPEGs and PNGs.
Yeah, you have to switch to serving modern next-gen formats. We're talking WebP or AVIF. They offer this incredible compression without losing visual quality.
And then you pair that with lazy loading for any image or asset that's below the fold.
Exactly. So you're not making the user's browser download the bottom third of the page with a huge footer image or whatever before they've even seen the main product.
You're saving those precious tenths of a second.
Precisely. You only load what the user is actively looking at. Beyond images, you need to minify your CSS and JavaScript files.
Which is just stripping out all the unnecessary characters, comments, white space.
Yes, all that code bloat. And also, make sure you're using a content delivery network, a CDN. It serves your site from a server that's geographically close to your user. Big difference.
And one of the simplest things I saw in the source material, but one that's so often overlooked, is the audit of third-party scripts.
Oh, this is a huge one. You might have added, 5 different tracking pixels, a pop-up loyalty program, a heat mapping tool.
Over the last year, yeah.
And every single one adds overhead and slows the whole machine down. You have to be ruthless. Examine and remove any third-party script that isn't providing a clear, demonstrable ROI.
Because the cost of that script might be way higher than the benefit it offers.
For sure.
So once we're fast, we move to clarity. Shoppers need to know where they are and how to move. Which brings us to intuitive navigation. The sources suggest a crucial rule for managing what they call cognitive overload, especially on the main menu. Cap your primary navigation items at 5 to 7.
This is so critical for mobile, but it applies to desktop too. If you have 14 top-level menus, you're just forcing the customer to make complex decisions right away.
And that's where you lose them.
Right. If you have a huge catalog, use those 5 to 7 slots for broad categories and then use really robust mega menus underneath them.
And the language in those menus has to be just. Completely utilitarian. We're talking descriptive labels over clever branded wording.
Ditch the clever marketing jargon, please. The guide gives a perfect example. Use shop all shoes, not something vague like footwear haven.
Or soul sanctuary.
Exactly. Shoppers are goal-oriented. They want to click and go. Every millisecond they spend decoding a creative label is friction.
And if they do dive deep into a subcategory, breadcrumb trails become essential.
Yeah, so they always have that contextual awareness. It seems like an old-school feature, but it's really a reassurance mechanism.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And it ties directly into helping customers find products when they don't want to browse at all, which is robust on-site search.
And this can't just be a simple text box that looks for an exact match.
So what are the must-have features there?
Okay, first, autocomplete. Instant suggestions as they type. Second, synonym recognition.
Oh, that's huge.
It is, especially for apparel or parts. A search for T should instantly show T-shirts. If you're a global retailer, you need to recognize pants versus trousers.
Right.
And third, typo tolerance. If I type Kifé mugs, I should still see your coffee mugs.
That prevents the frustrating dead end. And speaking of which, what happens when a search actually does yield 0 results?
The empty state. You have to treat it with care. Don't just show a blank passive message.
So what do you do?
Suggest popular categories they can browse, recommend top-selling products, or, immediately surface a live chat prompt. The worst thing you can do is leave them stranded.
Okay, that covers the fundamentals. Moving into segment 2, we have to talk about how most people shop now.
On their phones.
Exactly. Dedicated mobile wins and the art of building trust on the product detail page. We're designing for thumbs first, not cursors.
Mobile traffic is the majority for so many stores, yet a lot of sites still treat it as an afterthought where they just, collapse the desktop design.
That's a total conversion killer.
It is.
The guide offers some specific mobile strategies designed purely for ease of use. I love the simplicity of the sticky add to cart bars.
It's so simple, but so effective. That call to action has to stay visible no matter how far the user scrolls down to read reviews or descriptions.
You're getting rid of that painful upward scroll just to do the one thing you want them to do.
Yes. And you have to consider the physical limitations of the hand. Placing key filters and nav items in the lower half of the screen reduces tap travel for the user's thumb.
Right. Think about how you hold your phone one-handed. The center and lower half are the easy interaction zones.
Exactly. Key actions should be centered, easily accessible, and you absolutely must avoid those tiny little icons hidden away in the corners. It's just an awkward stretch.
So once we made the mobile experience smooth, the shopper lands on the product detail page. This is the conversion battlefield.
It is.
What are the high-trust elements that have to be absolutely above the fold?
The list is pretty strict. A clear price, the variant select or so, size, color, quantity, and the primary call to action button.
Everything you need for the decision instantly visible.
Right. If they have to hunt for the price, they're gone. They just bail.
And what about presentation? Especially for complex or, expensive items. You need to provide some visual confidence.
Absolutely. You need visual depth that simulates holding the item. The sources recommend using 3D or 360-degree views for items where scale or texture is paramount.
Then for everything else,
For everything else, focus ruthlessly on lifestyle imagery. Don't just show the product on a white background. Show it in context. Show it in use. Help the shopper visualize their future with it.
this is where the deep dive gets into the psychology of it all, the power of microcopy, tiny tweaks that reduce anxiety.
This is where we replace generic language with action-oriented phrases that manage expectations. The guide's example is powerful.
Which one was that?
Instead of a simple add to cart, use something that proactively addresses their shipping anxiety, like add to cart ships in 24 hours.
Yeah, that little bit of copy builds trust and just removes a psychological barrier before they even start checkout.
It's anticipating their doubt and quashing it. And speaking of trust, social proof is paramount. We talk about reviews constantly, but the key isn't just the volume or a perfect 5-star rating.
So what is it?
It's featuring the most helpful reviews, even if they contain some balanced critiques. Showing a credible view increases site credibility way more than only showing glowing, maybe even fake compliments.
Okay, let's talk about the final hurdle. Segment 3. The conversion finish line checkout, payment, and support. You've gotten them to the cart. We cannot let them bail now.
The target is simplicity, and the mandate is clear. 3 steps or fewer for the entire core checkout process.
Okay, I did challenge that a little bit. What if I sell, say, custom furniture or highly configured IT equipment that needs 5 steps of specification? Is 3 steps still feasible?
That's a great question. And when we say 3 steps, we're really talking about 3 pages or 3 stages.
Okay, break that down.
1, cart review. Here, you have to show shipping costs up front, no surprise fees later.
Play 1.
2, address and payment. This is the consolidation stage. All your forms, shipping options, address validation, payment methods, it's all contained here. And crucially, you enable guest checkout and digital wallets immediately. And 3, confirmation, the final order summary, your delivery estimate, and maybe an opportunity for a small, relevant upsell.
So even if step 2 has a bunch of form fields, it's still conceptually one stage.
Yeah.
Collecting fulfillment and payment details, that makes the 3-step thing much more realistic.
Exactly. And the bonus optimization in those forms is so important. Autofill known fields if they're logged in. And if there's an error, like a typo in their zip code, surface that error message in line, right next to the problem.
And in plain language, guide them to fix it, don't just throw up a big red banner.
For sure.
What about friction-free payments? Beyond digital wallets like Apple Pay and Google Pay, which are basically table stakes now, what else do stores need to offer?
You absolutely need to accept buy now, pay later options, BNPL. That's just expected now, especially in certain consumer segments.
It removes that need for immediate, full cash outlay.
It does. And if you operate internationally, you have to research and include relevant local payment methods, regional bank transfers, local e-wallets, whatever it is.
And trust badges. We see sites that just clutter the footer with like 10 different seals.
That's completely counterproductive. Display them sparingly. The advice is clear. 1 or 2 well-placed, recognizable seals, often near the payment fields, are all you need.
A huge banner of logos just looks desperate.
Or spammy, yeah. It can actually reduce trust.
Okay, the transaction is complete, but the experience isn't over. We have to talk about the post-purchase phase. This is what defines loyalty and minimizes support costs.
This can be a huge cost center if you do it poorly. Embed clear returns and support paths. Link your return policy directly in the cart footer and in the order confirmation emails.
And you have to implement self-service return flows.
Oh, absolutely. Let them generate labels instantly. If a customer has to call you just to start a return, you've increased your costs and you've created a really frustrating experience.
And we can cut down on those, whereas my package, support tickets, the Wizmo tickets.
Definitely. Provide real-time order tracking that is easy to access and always up to date. If the user can check their order status themselves, they won't need to email you.
Okay, that moves us into segment 4, our advanced wins. Personalization, inclusion, and continuous testing. How do we make sure personalization is helpful without being, creepy?
It's all about context and timing. For a first-time visitor, don't get too clever. Show them your best-selling categories or items right away. Use that social proof to reduce choice paralysis.
And for returning customers.
That's where the data shines. Recommend complementary items based on past purchases, but make the recommendations clear and useful, not hidden or aggressive.
And for that high-stakes moment, the cart abandoner. What's the best tactic?
Cart abandoners need fast, high-recall intervention. You trigger a polite reminder email within 1 hour.
That fast.
That fast. The window is key to catching them while the product is still top of mind. And the email has to include thumbnail images for instant product recall. They need to see exactly what they left behind.
Shifting gears to accessibility, which is really just great UX for everyone. What are the key standards we need to meet?
You have to follow the WCAG 2.2 AA guidelines. That's the global standard. The AA level ensures you have sufficient contrast, proper focus states for keyboard-only users, and accurate area labels so screen readers can interpret everything.
And for rich media, like video and images.
Caption all your video content. And when you're writing alt text for images, remember it should describe the function of the image, not just what it looks like.
So if an image is a link, the alt text should say where it goes.
Exactly. A powerful testing method here is to just try and use the entire site yourself with only the keyboard, no mouse. You will instantly find invisible blockers that you'd otherwise miss.
Finally, let's talk about the details that delight and the process that locks in success. Micro-interactions and continuous testing.
Yeah, these subtle micro-interactions matter so much to the perceived quality of the experience. Think about that little satisfying animation when an item gets added to the cart.
It confirms the action without a whole new page load.
Right. Or clear progress indicators during multi-step forms. They provide instant feedback and they reduce anxiety.
And consistency in interaction across devices is key.
Yes. On desktop, the hover zoom on product galleries is essential. On mobile, that translates to pinch to zoom. The goal is to let the user inspect the product thoroughly using the gestures that are native to their device.
The ultimate takeaway here, though, is that UX is not a one-time fix. We have to constantly validate any changes we make.
It's an ongoing optimization loop. You have to run continuous A/B tests on everything. Headlines, button colors, layout shifts. Don't guess. Let the data prove what works.
And you're tracking core metrics like add to cart rate, checkout completion.
And your average order value, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to know what truly moves the needle. Then you roll out the winning variants gradually. You have to commit to treating UX as a perpetual science project.
So, to summarize this entire deep dive, great UX is an ongoing cycle of simplifying testing and adapting to real-world shopper behavior.
The strategy is really clear. Prioritize speed, clarity, and trust. If you're starting from scratch, the guide suggests starting with the lowest effort fixes first.
like image compression, enabling guest checkout, and writing those clear CTAs.
Exactly. Those small tweaks compound immediately into revenue, and that allows you to iterate toward the deeper improvements later, like AI-powered search or personalized product grids.
We've covered a ton here, from technical speed to post-purchase support, all focused on minimizing friction. But what really stands out to me is the focus on microcopy and micro-interactions.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about changing add to cart chips in 24 hours. But what if you went even further? How might optimizing the psychological language in just one button test, say, changing a high-risk phrase like pay now to a lower-risk phrase like confirm secure order, fundamentally change how a consumer perceives the risk or reward of that purchase?
That's a great thought.
That slight psychological shift, proven through testing, is where the next generation of huge conversion gains will be found. Something to chew on as you review your own storefront.